Hey everyone, a friend of mine suggested that I come out and tell my audience and my friends why I do what I do, kind of an origin story of sort. So I thought I'd share this with you in all my natural glory and just tell you where I've come from. So if you don't mind, listen a little bit and then see if any of this resonates with you. So I came from a family of business owners. Dad ran an auto resale business that did pretty good, but he never really looked at his sales. And to believe, he always believed that there was profits. So he would just look at his sales and the profits would come in. He had a great life thinking that he had way more money than he really did. And he always seemed to be getting in trouble, needing to borrow money every couple of years. If he understood his income and his expenses and his spending in detail, he could have made much better decisions and had a much better life and had something to show for it. He ended up with very little when he stopped working. Thank goodness for my mom. She ran a trailblazing mortgage business in the 90s. Mortgage companies came to her for how she did things like offsite processing. She was really great. And this was all in the early years of the industry. She had hundreds of employees working for her. She had 8 offices all over the Bay Area and the San Francisco area. She made great money, saved a ton, understood her business money inside and out. But I think where she had her problems is that when her business was at the top, I remember, because I was working for her then, she had several offers to sell her business. And she could have stayed on working and everything would have been great, but she turned it down. She turned down $1 million offer to sell her business because it was the height of the mortgage industry. Things were just really taking off. She didn't sell it. And she ended up later on, probably I want to say she stopped working somewhere around 2010 or 11. And she ended up with the furniture she had in her office and a copier because she didn't continuously innovate and evolve and take her business to the next level. She didn't sell at the top. So what about me? I've worked with money in every single job I've ever had. Banking, I was in casinos. I was actually a blackjack dealer. I could deal every game but craps just because I didn't want my butt up in the air all the time. I was in mortgage industry, as you just heard. I did some money coaching early on around the biggest debt that you were carrying in your financial world was your mortgage. So I did some coaching around that. Investing and financial advising. I had grown 3 successful businesses. And then I started to feel like I was making headway and I was forced to move to chase after my ex-husband around the country for his job. Hence, you got the word ex. I was really tired of restarting my business all the time. I was good at it, but I was exhausted. No time, I felt like, for my kids or my husband at the time. I felt like I was always chasing the next client. Oh, if I just get more clients, I'd have more profits and I could slow down and be able to be at my kids' events more and not stressing all the time. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten a divorce if I had figured this out earlier. If I could just have found another way to run my business without killing myself. I loved what I was doing. I wanted to help more people, and I refused to become my parents. I had to succeed to make something that I could sell later on. And that was my thought process behind it. So what happened, there was one night I was teaching a class on a lifetime income stream to pre-retirees. Now this is kind of mumbo jumbo for financial services world. But I had this big aha. And I went, I wanted to make my business, I wanted to make it have a lifetime of income for me for the rest of my life. I wanted it to create an income stream like I was teaching these clients. And I thought, well, what if I could create multiple streams of income for my business that doesn't take away from what I'm already doing, it complements it. So I sat there and I went, so I started doing some research and finding things. And I followed the ideas that I was teaching in the investing world, which were like interest type investments, annuities. Annuity is like your Social Security or an investment insurance vehicle that'll pay you a stream of income whether the market goes up or down. Investments always pay some sort of return, but they always had a little bit of a risk to it. So I took some took a lot of money and others did not. But I started investing in my business the same way and looking for passive income products and services that my business could have that would complement it without having to sound weird, like I wasn't, selling makeup while I was talking about money. I was doing things that complemented me. So I found ways that those income producing ways, I found ways that the income could produce more money in my business without putting out more money or more time that I was already doing. Then I started peeling back the spending side, and I thought, gosh, what if the money that came out of my business went into something that produced an income? So I started thinking, how could I reinvest back into my business so every dollar that went out had an ROI? You get my thought process here? I mean, this started to work. I was making smarter investments in my business. I was making smarter choices with my income, and I was able to pull back from chasing the clients. I mean, I still have clients. I was still working. I was still doing everything, but I was finding different ways, and it was causing less stress because the income was coming in. So after all of my school and life education that I got, I started seeing a common thread when I was networking with other business owners that I met. They had similar challenges of growing their business without tapping out on time. They spent a lot of money to grow their business, but they really didn't have the profits they were looking for or the assets that they were looking for. Those profits never turned into anything. Like me, they were spending 100 hours a week on their business, hoping for the best. After I started showing a few of my clients, I brought some clients on and I was sharing these ideas with them and I showed them what they could do. They began to be happy with their business again. Like me, they got more hours back in the day. They started to show that they could do the things that they wanted to do. They could go see their kids. They could spend more time with their loved ones. They could enjoy the hobbies that they want because although they were a business owner, which if you're a business owner, you probably know you eat, sleep, and drink your business every minute of your day, but they were able to do more with it. And I felt like I started to transition my own business and my client's business into a way that we all won. And that's why I do what I do. I hope you get this. I hope this isn't too, out of the blue for you or too woo-woo or weird for it, but I have found a huge transformation in my own business, and I look to share that transformation with other people in their businesses. So thanks. If you haven't met me already, which if you're on any of my podcasts or along the ways, I'm Marcia Riner. I am a recovering financial advisor and a financial business coach, and I help small businesses make more profits. Thanks for joining me.